New Historicism, term coined by American critic Stephen Greenblatt. Book Renaissance Self-Fashioning, From Moore to Shakespeare, Influence of Theory of Michael Foucault, challenged conservative critical idea about Jacobean plays, linked the play with political event of that era. Basic idea: read history with literary text. Definition: it is a method based on the parallel reading of literary and non-literary texts, usually of the same historical period. A combined interest in the textuality of history and historicity of text. Lewis Montrose. New Historicism, a reaction to text-only approach of formalist new critics, refuse to privilege the literary text. Instead of literary foreground and historical background, literary and non-literary texts are given equal weight, constantly informing and interrogating each other. Features of New Historicism: it places the literary text within the frame of non-literary text. Historical documents are not subordinated as context, but called and treated as co-text. The text and the co-text are seen as expressions of same historical moment. Equal weight to literary and non-literary texts. It is an approach to literary in which there is no privileging of the literary. Difference between New Historicism and Old Historicism. New Historicism involves the parallel study of the literary and non-literary texts. The word parallel encapsulates the essential difference. Equal weighting to literary and non-literary material is the most important difference between New Historicism and Old Historicism. Another important difference between Old and New Historicism is in the word archival in the phrase archival continuum. Indicate New Historicism is really a historical movement. It is interested in history as represented and recorded in written documents in history as text. Basic concepts of New Historicism. The basic concept of New Historicism is that in literary studies, the actual thoughts, feeling, or intentions of a writer can never be covered or reconstructed. So the real living individual is now entirely separated by the literary text. The word of the past was replaced by the word of the past. Textual record of the past. New Historicism accepts Derrida's view, nothing outside of text. What do historicists do? They juxtapose literary and non-literary text, reading the literary in the light of history. They deformalize the canonical literary text, dictate it with from the accumulated weight of previous literary scholarship. They focus attention within both co-text and text on the issue of state power and how it is maintained on patriarchal structure, on the process of colonization, etc. They used aspect of the post-structuralist outlook, especially Derrida's notion that every fact of reality is textualized. Advantages and disadvantages of New Historicism. Although it is founded upon post-structuralist thinking, but it is written in a far more accessible way and avoid post-structuralism's dense style in vocabulary. The material itself is most fascinating than context of literary studies. It avoids the problems frequently encountered in straight Marxist criticism. It seems less overtly polemical and more willing to allow the historical evidence its own voice. Reference: Beginning Theory, Barry Peter. Difference between New Historicism and Old Historicism.